What if the zombies weren't mindless, but smarter than humans? It all begins in a broken world where daylight is the only safe time to move. A deadly virus has spread across the planet, turning most of humanity into fast, aggressive creatures that hunt anything alive. But these aren't the slow zombies you've seen before. These are evolving. During the day, survivors hide, travel, and search for supplies. But when the sun sets, everything changes. As darkness falls, the infected become stronger, faster, and far more dangerous. Cities turn into death traps overnight. The streets fill with terrifying screams, and survival becomes nearly impossible. Humanity is no longer at the top of the food chain. A small group of survivors, led by a skilled ex-soldier named Rourke, struggles to stay alive in this new world. They follow one simple rule: stay alive until sunrise, but they're about to discover something far more terrifying than they ever imagined. Because this virus didn't just destroy humanity, it upgraded the enemy. At first, the survivors believed the infected were driven only by hunger. Run, hide, fight. That was enough to stay alive. But slowly something started to feel off. The attacks became more coordinated. The infected didn't just chase, they surrounded. They didn't just react, they predicted. It was as if something was guiding them. One evening, as the group moved through an abandoned street, they noticed something chilling. Bodies placed deliberately in the road, almost like a trap. Rourke immediately sensed danger, ordering everyone to stop. Seconds later, shadows began to move from rooftops and alleys. They had been lured in. That was the moment everything changed. These creatures weren't just evolving physically, they were thinking. Fear spread through the group like wildfire. If the infected could plan, hunt, and adapt, then nowhere was truly safe, not even in daylight. And for the first time since the outbreak began, Rourke realized something terrifying. Humans were no longer the hunters, they had become the prey. Rourke and his team are not ordinary survivors. They are fighters, trained, experienced, and mentally tough. Their mission is simple: move from place to place, find safe zones, and protect each other at all costs. But survival isn't just about fighting zombies. Food is scarce. Trust is rare, and danger is everywhere, even among humans. As they travel through abandoned cities and destroyed highways, they encounter other survivor groups. Some are friendly, others are far worse than the infected. But the real terror begins when night falls. The zombies don't just attack randomly, they hunt in groups. They chase, corner, and trap their prey with terrifying speed. It feels like they're thinking. Learning, one night, the group barely escapes a brutal attack. And that's when Rourke realizes something is very wrong. These creatures are evolving. They're no longer just infected humans. They're becoming something else. At first, the signs are small, almost easy to ignore. A blocked exit that wasn't there before. A sudden silence before an ambush. The way the infected stop chasing one target and move as a unit toward a weaker one. Rourke notices patterns, and patterns mean intelligence. During one tense night, the team takes shelter inside a broken warehouse. They barricade the doors, kill the lights, and wait for morning. Everything seems quiet. Too quiet. Then suddenly, a loud crash echoes from the back entrance. It's a distraction. Before they can react, the front doors burst open. The infected flood in, not wildly but strategically. They split up, cutting off escape routes, forcing the group into tighter spaces. "They're hurting us," one of the team whispers, panic rising in his voice. Rourke fires, clearing a path, shouting orders to regroup. They barely escape through a narrow side exit, sprinting into the darkness with the infected right behind them. When they finally lose them, no one speaks, because deep down, they all understand the truth now. This is no longer a fight against monsters. This is a fight against something that is learning how to hunt humans better. Every single night, everything changes when the group captures one of the infected. At first, it seems like a normal zombie, violent, aggressive, uncontrollable. It thrashes against its restraints, snarling, trying to bite anything within reach. The team keeps their distance, treating it like every other infected they've encountered. But as they observe it more closely, something shocking happens. It reacts, not just to movement, but to commands. One of the team members, testing a theory, makes a sharp sound from the corner of the room. The infected instantly turns, not randomly, but precisely toward the source. Then, when Rourke raises his weapon, the creature hesitates, almost like it understands the threat. This isn't mindless behavior. This is intelligence. The room falls silent as the realization sinks in. They aren't dealing with simple creatures anymore. These things can think, process, maybe even communicate. Soon, they discover the truth. There are alpha zombies, leaders who can control the others. Survivors from another group share terrifying stories of seeing one stand still while others moved around it, responding, obeying. These mastermind zombies aren't just attacking randomly. They are organizing, planning, and controlling the infected like an army. And that changes everything. Now humanity isn't just fighting monsters. They're fighting a strategy. Rourke pieces it together. The coordinated attacks, the traps, the way the infected cut off escape routes. It all makes sense now. There's something guiding them, directing every move like a commander on a battlefield. The group realizes they're no longer dealing with a virus alone. This is evolution. A new kind of intelligence is rising, one that doesn't rely on technology or weapons. Only instinct sharpened into strategy. Fear spreads quickly among the team. If these alpha leaders continue to evolve, they won't just hunt humans. They'll replace them, and if they don't stop it soon, there will be no humans left. With time running out, Rourke and his team decide to take a huge risk. Instead of running, they will fight back. Their plan is simple but deadly. Track down one of the alpha zombies and eliminate it. If they can destroy the leader, they might weaken the entire infected group. But this mission comes with a terrifying cost. To find the alpha, they must move at night, the most dangerous time of all. As darkness takes over, the team enters a heavily infected zone. The tension rises with every step. Sounds echo in the distance. Shadows move. The air feels alive, and then it happens. They are surrounded. Dozens of infected close in from every direction. Fast, brutal, relentless. A massive fight breaks out. Gunshots, screams, chaos. But in the middle of it all, they see it, the alpha, calm, controlled, watching, not attacking, commanding. Rourke knows this is their only chance. His heartbeat pounds in his ears as everything slows down for a split second. The noise of the fight fades into the background. All he can see is the alpha, standing still, almost untouched by the chaos. Its eyes locked on the battlefield like a general observing its troops. And then, it moves. With just a slight gesture, the infected shift their attack. They stop rushing blindly and begin tightening the circle, forcing Rourke's team closer together. It's precise, intentional. They're controlling them. Someone shouts, panic breaking through the gunfire. Ammo starts running low. One of the team members goes down, dragged into the swarm before anyone can react. The screams cut through the night, then suddenly stop. Fear turns into urgency. If they don't act now, none of them will make it out alive. Rourke makes a split-second decision. "Cover me!" he yells, reloading his weapon as he pushes forward. The team hesitates, but they trust him. They form a defensive line, firing non-stop, creating a narrow path through the infected. Bullets tear through the darkness as Rourke charges ahead, dodging, fighting, pushing closer to the alpha. The creature doesn't run. It waits, almost like it's expecting him, and in that moment, Rourke realizes something even more terrifying. This isn't just a hunt anymore, it's a test. In one final, desperate move, Rourke charges toward the alpha. The team fights to hold off the swarm, buying him time. One by one, they struggle against overwhelming odds. This isn't just survival anymore. This is war. Rourke reaches the alpha and faces it head-on. Unlike the others, it doesn't rush him blindly. It studies him, almost like it understands. For a moment, everything feels still. Then the fight begins. It's fast, brutal, and intense. Every move feels calculated. The alpha dodges, counters, adapts. Nothing like the mindless attacks Rourke has seen before. It's stronger, faster, and smarter. Rourke takes a hit, stumbling back, barely keeping his balance. Blood runs down his face, his vision blurring for a second. But he doesn't stop, because behind him, his team is still fighting. Still dying. With a surge of determination, he pushes forward again. Every strike he throws is fueled by survival, by anger, by the desperate need to end this nightmare. The alpha lunges, but this time, Rourke is ready. He anticipates it, counters it, and with everything he has left, He delivers the final blow. The Alpha collapses, and just like that, something changes. The infected around them begin to lose coordination. Their movements become erratic, confused. Some stop completely, others wander aimlessly, as if the force guiding them has suddenly disappeared. The plan worked, but the victory comes at a cost. Rourke turns back, and what he sees hits harder than any fight. Several of his team members are gone. The ones still standing are injured, exhausted, barely able to move. The battlefield is silent now, except for heavy breathing and distant echoes fading into the night. As the sun begins to rise, light slowly pushes back the darkness. For the first time in hours, it feels safe. The remaining survivors stand in silence. No cheers, no relief, just the weight of everything they've lost. They're alive, but forever changed. Rourke looks at the fallen Alpha, a chilling thought crossing his mind. If there was one leader, there could be more. Because this wasn't the end. It was just the beginning of a new kind of war. A war where the enemy is learning, adapting, evolving faster than ever before. And the future of humanity now hangs by a thread. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more intense movie breakdowns just like this. Because the next story might be even more terrifying.